Hi, I'm Jeff Rector, and you're watching The Red Booth Show.
Hi, I'm Kimberly. Welcome to The Red Booth Show. On tonight's episode, I have an amazing actor and filmmaker, Jeff Rector. He also runs the Burbank Film Festival, and he does an acting school and all sorts of things. Anyway, you definitely want to get to know him. And stay tuned to the end for our special segment on the new movie, Me Before You, where we talk with the writer and the two lead cast. I'll give you a hint. One of them plays my favorite character in Game of Thrones. So, come and join us. So, hello, Jeff. How are you?
Fantastic. It's great to be here.
I'm very happy to have you here. I know that you have been doing so many things lately, including running the Burbank Film Festival, which is amazing.
It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. We're coming up on our 8th year this year.
Wow.
I've been running it for 5 years. Some exciting announcements.
Really? Are you allowed to announce them on the show?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
We're screening the 30th anniversary of Top Gun.
Oh, cool.
Which will be fun.
Are there going to be any special guests there at the...
Not for that one.
Oh, okay.
Then we're running the 45th anniversary of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Awesome.
The original. We're going to have a golden ticket under one of the seats.
That's
in
really
the audience cool. And a special prize. And we're screening the 30th anniversary of Aliens. So we're going to have some of the cast from that as a Q&A panel.
Really?
After the film, which
like
will be
Sigourney, fun. Is she going to be able to?
Probably not.
Oh, man. Okay.
But we're hoping for Lance Henriksen, Michael Biehn, and a few of the other cast members. So
exciting!
Yeah,
that's really cool.
And of course, those are classic films that are part of our history of cinema, where we show classic films and hope to get young people interested in the art of filmmaking. Yeah. And then, of course, we have a whole slate of premieres and obviously the films that were submitted to the festival. So it's always a great lineup, and we're very excited.
How many films do you guys usually show in the festival?
The festival is a full 5-day festival, and last year we screened over 100 films.
Wow.
And we screen at the AMC 16 theaters right here in beautiful downtown Burbank.
Oh, I love those theaters.
Yeah, they gave us even more theaters this year, so we're going to be screening probably closer to 150 films.
That's amazing.
In 5 days. The idea is to showcase as many filmmakers as we can from around the world.
That is so cool. It's all for the indie filmmakers, and you know, this is the place to be, you guys. You got to send your stuff to the Burbank.
It's the media capital of the world.
True. And we're actually in Burbank right now, by the way, shooting in Burbank, so that's pretty exciting.
It is exciting.
That's right.
The Red Booth is in the media capital of the world, and as it should
be. The chairman. Would we say you're the chairman?
Chairman.
What would you say you are? You're the
president and festival director.
The president.
But I'll take chairman. Sure. General.
We have the general of the Burbank Film Festival with us today. And actually, I wouldn't be surprised if you've played a general in a movie or something.
I have played general. You know you're getting old when you start playing generals.
Well, you play an amazing detective. You play cops. You play, all of those sort of guys.
Play a lot of cops. FBI agents, sheriffs.
It's because you've got that chiseled jawline sort of good guy thing going, you know?
The haircut, I guess.
That's true.
Clean cut haircut.
With it. Yeah. Just grow it out really long and see what happens.
Then I'll be playing Manson-esque killers. I'll have to get tattoos and a piercing in my nose. And
like a door knocker?
Yeah.
That'll be perfect for you.
I don't know. I think I'll stick with the cops.
Okay, well,
cops and generals.
I wanted to ask you, how did you become the general of the Burbank Film Festival?
Well, we were kidding.
I know. I'm totally kidding. It's the director.
That's okay. General, Rector, reporting for festival duty. I was on the board in 2011, and we had a good festival, and then the president said, well, I'm stepping down, and I went, oh, well, I'll step up.
Nice.
And I picked up the football and I ran with it, and I've been running it for 5 years, and it's getting bigger and better than ever, and so I'm really excited.
That's very cool. And I know you guys also do some great causes. Like you had an event about cancer just recently too.
Right. We just formed a partnership with the American Cancer Society of Burbank, and they just had their big Relay for Life event on Saturday. So that was fun. It's a 24-hour event. People run around the track and get donations for
however many
every
laps they
take, and it goes to cancer research. And we did a raffle and donated all that money, and it really is a good cause, and they're helping raise awareness of the festival. We're helping raise awareness for cancer research. So it's a great partnership, and we're very excited. We're going to see where it goes.
That's good. That's really cool because I have personally known people who have had cancer, and some survived and some haven't survived. So I can say F cancer, everybody.
F you, cancer.
F you, cancer. I wish I could just say that we're on TV, but exactly.
I've lost a couple of friends too to cancer, and it's really scary. And I've seen the effects, up close and personally, and it's a drag. And so one day we'll have a cure.
I hope so. Well, I think that's really great that you're contributing to that. And also, I wanted to ask, people who want to submit to the Burbank Film Festival, what are the criteria, and can they send them from anywhere? Or
it's an international film festival, so we take submissions from all around the world. I think we have about 48 countries that submitted this year.
Wow.
So that's pretty exciting.
Did you have to get them translated? Are they all in English?
They are all in English. If they're not, though, they have to have subtitles, English subtitles.
Okay, cool.
On them. And a few from China and a few of the other Russian, a few of the other countries have to do that. Speaking of China, I got to visit the Beijing Film Festival this year.
Oh, cool.
I'm trying to get a partnership with them as well, bring some films from China.
That's amazing.
Over here, so that was cool.
There's some great stuff happening over in China with independent film, I think. I mean, I have a friend who recently just was in a big film out there, so... But it was made for the American audience, I think, too.
Yeah. That's very exciting. They're, in fact, the second richest billionaire in China just bought all the AMC theaters.
Really?
Here in the United States. So,
wow.
I guess I'm working for.
If you're working
China.
for China.
Working for China.
The general works for China. Sorry, I won't call you that.
Call me whatever you want.
Well, we have to take a quick break. We are here with Jeff Rector, so don't
go
away.
anywhere. We're going to be right back.
I really wanted to put a deck on my house.
The floor was creaking, and there were cracks in the wall.
I had them put in walls in my basement.
Well, the whole thing was done on time, on budget, and not a day of work was missed.
Alpha Structural is a top-rate company. I'd recommend them to anybody.
If you live in a hillside home and gravity is pulling you towards the edge of the cliff, I recommend you call Alpha.
It was a real pleasure to work with Alpha.
And welcome back to the Red Booth Show. We're here with Jeff Rector. How's it going?
Fantastic.
Good.
I love it here in the red booth.
That's right. We're just waiting for the waitress.
It's padded. Huh?
This is an authentic, actual diner booth from a 50s diner. Yes.
The diner didn't make it.
The diner
but the booth survives.
That's right. The booth lives on. Anyway, I just thought it was really cool that you are doing all of this stuff with the Burbank Film Festival and helping out all the independent filmmakers. So that's awesome. And you yourself are a filmmaker as well as an actor. You have a short film that's just come out recently?
I do. Lucky enough to be an award-winning filmmaker, and just about everything I've made has won some kind of award or another. The latest one, I wrote, directed, I didn't direct this one, sorry. I wrote, produced, and starred in it. And it's making the festival circuit right now. I've played in 5 festivals. We won one, Nevada.
Oh, cool. Congratulations.
Silver Screen Award from Nevada.
Oh.
I was just in the Sunscreen Film Festival in St. Petersburg, Florida. That was beautiful.
Nice.
Made a little vacation out of it. I'm in the Big Island Film Festival.
So you
End
get
of
to go
this
to Hawaii?
month, going to Hawaii.
Nice.
And I
Do you
just
have a
got
big bag you can stuff me in and take me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good. And
Might be a
what's-
little claustrophobic in
Yes,
a 5-hour flight.
I'm
but,
actually like a giant, so it's not a good idea, but yeah.
put some little vodka bottles in there and you pour you out of the bag.
Well, what's the name of your short?
It's called The End.
The End.
And And I'm really excited because I just got into the Cayman Islands Film Festival. I'm a big scuba diver.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to the Cayman Islands
I've
as
gone
well,
down to
so-
90 feet. So
All right.
scuba diving is so much fun.
It is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to go down.
So what sort of a plot can you tell us about the end?
I want, when I write, I'm a storyteller. Filmmakers are storytellers, and generally, and I like to do something that's fresh, and everything's so cliche. The cop shows and the doctor shows, they're all cookie cutter. So I'm always trying to think of how I can make it cool, interesting, and I came up with this idea, and it's basically about a homeless guy who lives on Skid Row. But he doesn't know how he got there.
He doesn't remember.
He doesn't remember it. So the alternative title is John Doe. He doesn't remember who he was, so he doesn't really have an identity. He wakes up in a different part of the city every day, and he doesn't know how he got there, but there's a reason why, and he saves lives. So he's kind of like the Skid Row savior, and he has flashes to the past so we can see who he was, and he was a money guy. So we decided to turn it into a web series because it started as a short, and it went, wow, well, what if this? And so then we see
sounds
that
super
it
interesting.
could go on with different plot lines, and he also has flashes to the future.
Oh, wow.
So it's got a little sci-fi twist to it. So it's pretty original, and so we started with the short, and it's doing pretty well right now. So
That's
we'll
fantastic.
show it to some people and see if we can't get a web series or a TV series out of it.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I want to watch it. I have to say that I got to see Jeff performing live, doing a reading, just a straight reading. And I think that's a pretty cool skill that you have because there was no cameras, there was nothing like that. It was just storytelling, basically, and acting it all out.
Right. Well, what was interesting about the way we did it, you have a staged reading where everyone's kind of sitting or standing, and they're just reading the script and playing the characters.
Yeah.
But we actually incorporate blocking into the show, and we're full costume with props and sound effects. So it's really kind of halfway between a
theater
staged reading and an actual full live performance.
Yeah.
Without having to memorize all the dialogue.
Like there was people shooting, and you'd hear
we
the
had
shooting
guns
sounds
and fighting and all kinds of stuff, and which is great. It makes it more fun for the audience and definitely a lot more fun for the actors.
That was really fun. I thought it was great, and it's also just probably also fun for you as an actor to do that as a.
Because most of my work is on TV or film, and you don't have the audience there, so. And I don't have time to do live theater anymore, so it was great to have that live audience experience and interaction.
What's the name of that performing theater again?
It's called Golden Age Theater. It's part of Galaxy Press, and it's actually at the L. Ron Hubbard Theater on Sunset Boulevard. Beautiful, beautiful theater, as you know, you were there. And once a week, they do one of Ron Hubbard's pulp novels. He wrote hundreds of them. And, L. Ron Hubbard was a terrific writer.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you want about Scientology, but he was an incredible writer. And so he wrote hundreds of these pulp novels.
He was actually a prolific writer.
He was a terrific writer. I read Battlefield Earth, which is about this thick, but to this day, it is the best science fiction novel I've ever read. And I'm a big Michael Crichton fan, and Stephen King and all these other guys, and it is fantastic.
And I have the same opinion, by the way. That's funny that you brought that up because I'm actually going to be doing a show about the new Battlefield Earth release that they're doing. And I know there was a movie, but the movie really is not long enough to tell the story, and the story
that was the problem with the movie. I mean, you have something that should have been a miniseries.
It should have.
It was just, it's so epic.
It should have been like Lord of the Rings, like where they have,
they jammed it into one movie, and it just
you can't tell the whole story. That's true. Anyway, so that's cool. We're going to have another episode about that as well on the show.
Great.
Yeah. But anyway, so that was the Golden Age Theater, which was very cool, and I really loved your performance.
Yeah, it's fun. They're terrific, and they're sci-fi, westerns.
Yeah.
This was film noir, the one that you saw, so I got to play a 1940s detective, which was cool.
I love film noir. I'm really into the whole vintage thing. And, that's really cool that they do that and people get to see all of these stories come to life.
Well, I'm a big sci-fi fan, and I'm the actually official spokesman for the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror here in LA.
That's right. And you even have a talk show for this, don't
I
you?
do. I've got a web series called SFN, Science Fiction News.
So you have a talk show host and a talk show host, basically, sitting right here.
Two talk show hosts right here, talking. Who knew?
Except he's just
Hosting and talking.
He's just done a few more movies than me. Just a couple.
Hey, we all have to start somewhere, and there are people that have a lot more credits than me, so it's all relative.
Well, it's really great to have you here. We have to take a quick break.
Again?
Yes, we do.
Man, the time's just flying.
Yes, that's right. Time flies when you're having fun. So come on back and join us after this break.
I really wanted to put a deck on my house.
The floor was creaking and there were cracks in the wall.
I had them put in walls in my basement.
Well, the whole thing was done on time, on budget, and not a day of work was missed.
Alpha Structural is a top-rate company. I'd recommend them to anybody.
If you live in a hillside home and gravity is pulling you towards the edge of the cliff, I recommend you call Alpha.
It was a real pleasure to work with Alpha.
And welcome back to the Red Booth Show. We're
Come on
here
back.
with the actor Jeff Rector, filmmaker,
The
chairman
host,
of
Kimberly Quigley,
the Burbank Film Festival.
the red booth, the black table.
That's right. Maybe I should call it the Black Table. No, never mind. Not going to work.
You
Anyways,
have to pay me royalties.
I know that you do a lot of projects that you actually do almost everything in them. You write them, you produce them, you act in them,
And I direct them.
and you direct them. Isn't it hard to direct yourself?
You know, people ask that question all the time, and it's more work. But I find it actually is easier because it's easier for me. I know what I want. I wrote it. I know I'm acting in it. I'm directing it. I'm producing. I know exactly what I want. It's easier for me to do all those jobs than to tell 4 other people what I want.
Right, that makes
So
sense.
it actually
that makes total
expedites the process. What was funny in this vampire movie I did called Revamped, a feature film, I play a businessman who gets bitten and gets turned into a vampire. So it's the death scene where he's in the casket before he gets reanimated as a vampire. So I'm laying there in the casket, so I'm like going, okay, roll camera, action. Then I'm dead. Then we did the scene, all right, okay, cut. I did the whole scene from the casket. That was weird. But it was
Where can
fun.
people see that movie right now?
It's on VOD. It's on the internet. Just Google Revamped, REVAMPED.
Revamped.
Yeah.
And you wrote this story as well.
I did. It was a full feature version of a short I did called Fatal Kiss, the very first one I did, and I wrote, directed, produced, and starred in it. And you do your first movie, you hope it doesn't suck. Especially when you pay a lot of your own money to do it, but came out very good. We were happy with it. We started getting into festivals, started winning awards, and I wound up selling it to HBO.
Wow.
Which was pretty much a 1 in a million
That's amazing.
shot, so that was a pretty great start.
That's a really good start.
And because of that, we expanded it into a full feature, called it Revamped, and it's got a lot of 30, 40 recognizable actors in it, so I think you'll get a kick out of it.
That's cool. Can you tell us a quick little synopsis about it?
Yeah, I basically play a businessman who finds out his wife's cheating on him, and he tries to kill himself and doesn't really work. He fails. Terrible at suicide. So he sees this infomercial on vampirism. So he goes, oh, well, he gets this bright idea. Well, I'll get bitten, get turned into a vampire, write her out of the will. She thinks I'm dead. Leave her with nothing, and then I'll come back and live the high life as a vampire, and doesn't quite work out so well.
That sounds really
Being
funny.
undead isn't all that it's cracked up to be is one of the taglines. It was Revamped, immortality sucks.
That's funny.
So it's a dark
comedy.
but it's played straight. I mean, there's
Yeah.
action and it's a love story. It's really pretty cool. But there's a lot of very dark humor in it too. Yeah.
Wow,
I
that
think you'll get a
sounds
kick
great.
out of it.
Well, I can't believe how many things you do and how creative you are with your storytelling. I mean, obviously, that's one of the key things about, I think, when you submit to festivals is it have a compelling story? Does it stand out from all of the rest of it? Like,
Sure.
Like even the vampire story. There's so many vampire stories out there. But, you know, if you have something that's different, then it's going to get attention.
Right. Well, like when Walking Dead came out, you know, I had been zombied to death. But it's great writing and it's great storytelling and it's great acting. The zombies are a zombie or is a zombie pretty much in all these movies.
Yeah.
But it's a character-driven piece,
Right.
and that's what makes it interesting. And part of the fun of being running the festival is I get to, you know, discover all these other films from other filmmakers, and that's exciting for me. And you come across there's a lot of crap. I'm not gonna lie to you. But you come across the great ones, and you go, "Oh my God, everybody needs to see this." And then I'm so excited to put it in the festival, and be able to expose these filmmakers to a larger audience, and hopefully help get them some work too. So
That's really cool because actually it's one of the reasons that I love doing this show is to help create a platform for independent artists and for people
Sure.
to get more exposure, you know, and be able to tell more of their story. So I think that's really exciting.
well,
and
what you're
fun.
doing is great. You know, with interviewing people here and
Thank you.
getting their face and their name out there, and you know, we all have to give something back because Hollywood just loves to take and take and take. So, you know, I help out whenever I can, and
Thank you.
I feel good about it.
Well, you know, I think that's really exciting, and I'm happy for all of the filmmakers that benefit from that too. And, you know, hopefully someday I'll be able to submit something to the Burbank Film Festival. We'll see.
So you got cameras, you got lights, you got editing. Make a movie.
It's about time,
Stop
isn't it?
talking and make a movie.
Shut up and make a movie.
That's not what I said.
That's totally what he just said. Okay.
Oh, it's right. It's on camera. They got it.
So what would you say your plans are for your next film project?
Well, I really love to see the end make it as a web series because I'm still writing the stories and it just keeps going. I mean, I keep thinking of new ideas and new characters and it just gets bigger and broader. And that's what I'd like to do is keep expanding it because the short really just gives you a taste of.
Yeah.
And it's got an ending to it as the short, but
Yeah.
obviously we leave it open-ended for a series, and there's so many ways to go and so many different stories to tell.
Yeah.
And they're all about saving people, so
That's really cool.
it's got a positive message, you know, and it's uplifting, and
love
hopefully
it.
it's, you know,
It could become
it's
a
good
TV
message
series.
for the kids.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, we have to take a quick break.
Again?
And we'll be back with Jeff Rector, actor and filmmaker.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it,
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got, or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
And welcome back to the Red Booth Show. We are here with actor Jeff Rector. How are you doing?
I'm having a great time today.
Okay, good. Well, I think you should let everybody know where they can find you and find out about all of your acting that you've done. He's got a slew of amazing projects.
For the film festival, go to www.burbankfilmfest.org. You can see the schedule of films and all of our fun events, including our night of science fiction, fantasy, and horror. Personally, you can reach me at www.jeffrector.com. My reels are on there, some of the science fiction news shows. You can find out all about me. Or go to my IMDb page, just put in Jeff Rector, and you can see all my credits and stuff.
Very cool. And should they follow you on social media? I'm sure it's just Jeff Rector.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Facebook, Twitter, it's under my name, Jeff Rector, so I'd love to hear from you.
All right, great. And I would love to ask what advice you have for other filmmakers, aspiring filmmakers and actors.
Oh, I teach an acting workshop as well, and my best advice to any actor, filmmaker, anybody trying to get into Hollywood is, you just do it. You really gotta want it in your heart. It's not a hobby. It's not something you can just do on a whim. You really have to want it. But, my favorite expression is, you can do and be anything you want in this world. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. Don't listen to, there's a lot of naysayers. Everyone wants to tear you down.
Yeah.
Everyone's jealous because they didn't make it, right? So you can't listen to anybody. You've got to follow your own heart and make it happen.
Really true. I mean, I just have to say how much I agree, because I noticed that anybody that's really trying to do something different here, at least from everyone I've talked to in my experience, when you start doing it, you're gonna get that pushback. You're just gonna.
They want to see you fail.
It's just gonna happen.
And
you can't listen.
Right.
Yeah, that's great advice. Well, people should go and find out about your acting class, and do some acting school with you, right? I didn't know you did that.
I do. Yeah, I've actually got an online acting class.
Oh, so they don't actually have to be here.
They can do it from their home and learn all about it.
Wow.
Go to actingsuccess.net.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
From anywhere, guys. And then
From anywhere, even in China. You won't understand what I'm saying, but you'll love it.
Little translation. Somebody. Okay, we'll figure it out.
Get
Okay,
a translator.
Well, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
It's been great having you. And I'm looking forward to watching your movies and everything else that you're going to be doing. So thanks again.
Keep your eye on her. She's going to be doing big things as well.
We've tried the chicken factory.
I'm still having nightmares about those giblets.
We've tried beautician.
Turns out hot wax is not my friend.
I'm running out of options for you here, Louisa.
Please, I'll take anything.
And this is new care and companionship for a disabled man.
Do you have any experience of caregiving?
I've never done it, but I'm sure I could learn.
Then let's go meet Will. Will, this is Louisa Clark. Nathan will talk you through Will's routines and equipment.
You don't have to talk across me, Mother. My brain isn't paralyzed. Yet.
Good morning. Oh, he hates me. Every time I speak, he looks at me like I'm stupid.
To be fair, you are pretty stupid.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that yet.
Interesting choice of footwear.
What do you mean by that?
They can't be from around here.
Why not?
This is the kind of place people come to when they got tired of actually living.
I'm happy here.
Well, you shouldn't be. You only get one life. It's actually your duty to live it as fully as possible. No, stay. Tell me something good.
When I was little, my favourite outfit was my bumblebee tights.
Bumblebee tights.
Black and yellow stripes.
Oh, dear God.
Didn't you ever love anything that much?
Yes.
Loving can hurt.
Please don't tell me you shaved off my eyebrows.
Either one.
Can I take you somewhere?
You are so going on a date with Will Trainer.
It's too booby.
Get the red dress out.
I don't want to go in yet. I just want to be a man who's been to a concert with a girl in a red dress. A few minutes more.
Loving can heal.
I promised my parents 6 months, and that's what I've given them.
But that was before me.
I want him to live, but only if he wants to live.
I can't just let this happen.
You can't change who people are.
Well, what can you do?
You love them.
And if you hurt me,
I don't want you to miss all the things that someone else could give you.
I can make you happy. I have become a whole new person because of you.
Do you know something, Clark? You are pretty much the only thing that makes me want to get up in the morning.
Wait for me to come home.
So it starts with Will Trainer, who is, I guess, what you would call a master of the universe. You know, he has everything. He has good looks. He comes from a wealthy family. He has a great job in the city. He earns a fortune. And he's a real liver of life. He's the kind of guy who likes to throw himself out of airplanes at weekends or climb mountains. You know, he's determined to kind of suck the marrow out of life. And he just has one really random accident, and he's left with a spinal injury, which means that he has to be cared for by other people.
What drew me to this movie was the words of Miss Jojo Moyes. I got sent the book, actually, before I got sent the script, because my agent loved it so much and just kind of wanted to get me to understand the essence of the role before reading the script. But I was hooked on maybe page 1, because up until now, I've never had the opportunity to play a character that is so close to myself. Alarmingly so. Even my own wardrobe at this stage is starting to blend. People are like, oh, it's a great costume. I'm like, yeah, it's mine.
I hope it poses a lot of questions. I hope people do talk about it, and I hope people are aware of the problems that people have in the world, and are willing and wanting to learn more. Because I can safely say that it's quite inspiring. There are so many inspiring stories, but there's so many heartbreaking stories, and I think this one, to me, is kind of got the best of both, really.
Wait for me to come home.
Thanks so much for watching Jeff Rector on
The Red Booth.